If you are new to my channel, I talk about all things motherhood, parenting, babies, and also getting married, because we're doing things a bit backwards and doing it after we had our 3 children. Today I wanted to talk about going wedding dress shopping when you're not feeling particularly confident in yourself. I have been to about 7 or 8 wedding dress shops now, and I feel like I've learned a whole lot, considering I came from a point of view where I was really scared to even start looking for wedding dresses. I just didn't even want to contemplate it. So I feel like I've come quite a long way now, and I'm no longer scared of going in and trying on dresses. So I wanted to share the things that I've learned and a few tips today. My low confidence at the moment comes from the fact that I've had 3 children and I am about 2 or 3 dress sizes larger than I was before kids, and kind of since having children I've just not really been very at ease with my body shape, and trying on wedding dresses is one of those things where you want to look your best, and I was just so worried that I was going to hate everything I tried and that I just knew that I wasn't going to be looking my best. I didn't just want to focus my tips on wedding dress shopping for kind of larger brides or plus size brides or whatever words you want to use to describe it, because I actually think that a lot of the feelings and anxiety that I went through and a lot of the tips that I'm going to talk about are actually kind of suitable for anyone that has any kind of anxiety about wedding dress shopping or self-confidence issues at all. So my first tip, and this is the biggest one because it will just get you started on your whole wedding dress shopping journey, is just to go out and do it. I put off going to my first wedding dress shop for at least half a year. We've had quite a long engagement and we knew we were going to get married, and we booked the venue, and it still took me so long, months and months and months, to actually set foot in that first shop. I was so worried that it was going to shatter all the illusions I'd had of how I imagined myself looking on my wedding day. I thought it was going to be like, you know, when you go clothes shopping because you've got nothing to wear and you have a disastrous time and everything you try on doesn't fit right, or you hate everything and you just come out of it even more angry and kind of frustrated than you were before. I thought it was going to be like that, and that's why I was really scared to start doing it. To be honest, it has been a bit hit and miss. Some of the shops I've been to have been a little bit like that, but others have had some things that I've really liked, and I've been really surprised to see that things actually suit my figure now, and I'm actually happy with the way it looks. And that was like a big moment when I went to like the first or second shop and tried on the first dress that I thought actually suited me. That was such a kind of turning point and made me realise that wedding dress shopping doesn't have to be completely scary, and there will be something that I like. If you haven't started looking yet because you're worried, book that first appointment, because you've got to do it at some point, and I promise you it's not as scary as you're thinking. Another thing that I was really anxious about was kind of going along with a lot of people. I am not really an all eyes on me person. I kind of get very nervous, and I kind of like to do a lot of things on my own. I'm a bit of an introvert really, so the thought of kind of having a big procession of friends and like my mum and my sister and everyone coming down to kind of watch me go through this gauntlet of emotions and kind of try on things that don't suit me, it really made me quite anxious. So what I actually did, I found going on my own was actually easier for me. The way I've approached it is that I've been on my own to most of these appointments, and when I've liked something, I've done a repeat visit and brought some people back with me, and that's worked really well for me. Different things will obviously work for different people, but if bringing lots of friends with you is making you anxious, you can go alone, and they are so used to people going on their own. I thought that they were going to think I was a complete weirdo coming in on my own. I thought no one else would do that, but a lot of people do that, and it really didn't feel awkward at all. My third tip is to take some time before you go to make yourself feel and look good. On a day-to-day basis, when I'm at home with the kids, I don't actually wear makeup at all, but when I go wedding dress shopping, I make sure that I carve out some time in the morning, I sit down, I brush my hair, try and blow dry it nicely, and put on some makeup, and I might wear like a nice bra or an outfit that I like, because I find that that helps my confidence when I'm going in, and then when I'm trying on the dresses I feel like my best self and like I'm looking kind of the best version of me, and that really helps with the whole mind frame of how you're going to feel on your wedding day. So my next tip is quite hard to do, but it really helps if you can try and do it, and that is to not compare to others. I was really terrified of being in a wedding dress boutique and being surrounded by other people who were also having appointments, and just seeing them try on dresses that maybe looked amazing on them, and I'm standing next to them feeling frumpy and nothing's fitting properly. I really did not want to be like pitted against anyone like that, because I thought it was going to make me feel a lot worse. What I have found really good is to go at quiet times. I've had quite a few of my appointments midweek. I'm lucky enough because I work from home and my children are at school and the childminder, I can sneak off for a little midweek appointment, and I find that those times are a lot quieter and I'm usually the only person in the shop. Check ahead, because some bridal boutiques only do one appointment at a time, so you never have to worry about that. My next tip is for those like me who might be a little bit larger than the average sample size in the shop. I am somewhere between a 14 and a 16 at the moment, depending on whether it's a good day. And I was so worried that everyone in the shop was going to take one look at me and just be like, no, we have nothing here for you. And that it was going to feel a little bit humiliating and like, why am I even trying to come to this shop when I know that the dresses aren't made for me? But I am really pleased to say that those fears have been completely unfounded, and it feels a bit silly to admit to having those fears now. These ladies in these shops have seen all different types of body shapes, believe me. They've seen it before. You will not be the only person of your body shape to have walked through their doors, and it feels like a much bigger deal to you than it does to them. My next tip is for when you've been to countless wedding dress shops and you still haven't found something that you love. This is kind of currently where I'm at now. I have been to, yeah, about 8 shops, and I liked different parts of things, but I didn't like the whole thing altogether. And I knew that some bits weren't really working with my body shape, and I was finding it a bit tough to find the right thing. And I actually think that for a lot of people, you might not find the one. You might not have that moment where you try something and you know this is 100% it. I'm not going to look at anything else. I've found it. I definitely haven't had that lightning bolt moment. I've just found a few lovely options that I really like. So you might not find something that you absolutely adore above everything else, especially if you have hang-ups, but you will find something where you know 100% that you are looking your absolute best. I found the more wedding dresses that I've tried on, the more shops that I've visited, the better idea I've got of what really suits my shape, and I'm a lot more confident now at going in and saying I like this, but I'd prefer it if you could do this to it. And I feel like we're really getting somewhere, and I know now, which is something I didn't know about a month or 2 ago, that whatever I do choose for my wedding day is going to be the thing that suits my figure the most and the thing that I feel happiest and most confident in. I kind of had this breakthrough moment when I was in one wedding dress shop a few weeks ago, and the lady who was helping me said to me, I'm getting the feeling that you're not completely sold on this dress. And I said, it's not that. I do like this dress a lot. It's the sort of thing that I want to wear. I'm just not 100% happy with my body at the moment. And I was kind of standing there in front of the mirror trying to wrestle the thoughts in my head with what I saw in front of the mirror and work out whether I was going to be happy with that on my wedding day or whether I was not going to be happy with that. And I think the woman sort of took that and sensed it as I wasn't happy with the dress. But that was a real breakthrough moment for me, because as soon as I said that, I realised that it's quite possible I might not find the magical dress that dissolves all feelings of self-consciousness that I have about myself. But as long as I find a dress that I feel happiest in and confident in, that's okay. So my last tip is one that I heard a lot before I started looking for wedding dresses, and now that I've done a bit of searching, I've realised how true it is. And that is to buy the dress that you feel happiest in now, not the dress that you like but you think would look better if you lost a bit of weight or did this and that. You have to find something that you are totally comfortable in at the body shape and weight that you are now, and then you're not going to feel anxious at all about how it's going to look, because you know that that's the best dress for you. And then if you do happen to lose weight before your wedding, it is just going to be a bonus. I had all these ideas that I was going to lose quite a bit of weight and start a new exercise regime, and do that for kind of half a year before I even started looking at wedding dresses. But the thing is, you have to order them quite far in advance depending on what you're looking at. So I ended up not having the option to lose any weight before I started looking, and I was really nervous about that, and that kind of made me a bit frustrated and cross that I hadn't been able to make any headway with it. I realise now that I actually don't think it would have made a massive amount of difference. I still think I would have been choosing exactly the same style and shape wedding dresses that I'm gravitating towards now, and it kind of takes the pressure off to know that I'm going to choose something that suits me 100% now, regardless of whether I manage to lose weight or change my body shape at all in the meantime between now and the wedding. I think that sort of pressure, on top of organising a wedding and everything else that's busy about our everyday lives, is just really something that you do not need to be putting on yourself. So last week I think I might have found the dress that I want to buy. It came as a big shock to me actually, because I've been to so many places now and I've tried on a lot of dresses, and as I said earlier, I was starting to think that I was probably just going to have to make a decision even though I didn't absolutely love something. And then sort of right at the last minute, after I've tried on quite a few different things and it's been several months of looking, I tried on a dress and I got the feeling, I think this is the one that I'm going to buy, and this is definitely the one that I'm happiest in so far, and the one that I love the style of the most. I mean, it's beautiful. I was standing in it and I was like, this is really beautiful. The fabric, the way it hangs, everything. And I got a sort of feeling of, I think this is the one I'm gonna wear. And I haven't had that before yet. So this was a first for me, and it was quite exciting and quite daunting at the same time to think that I'm actually at a point where I might be making a decision. But that's my last point really. It's just, even if you've done a lot of looking, don't give up and don't get disheartened, because the next appointment you go to might be the one where you find the dress that you want to wear. So that's it. That's all the tips I have for wedding dress shopping if you're feeling a little bit self-conscious. If you're watching this video because you're in the same boat and you're anxious about trying on wedding dresses, I would like to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what it is that's worrying you about trying on dresses, or if you've already been through the whole wedding thing and at the time you did have some worries, let me know in the comments what those were and what things helped you. Thank you for watching. Bye.